It's nothing. Let's go see the Honorable Chief Justice.
Oh no, dia berani guys.
Halt! Please state your business here. The Chief Justice is presently occupied with official matters.
Lu siapa?
This place...
Hey, don't you recognize us?
Iya, lu nggak tahu siapa kita ya?
No. What I meant to say is, shouldn't you remember us from a few days ago?
Oh, yes, I remember. I read about it in the Steambird. You must be Linny's attorneys. It's all coming back to me now.
Berarti sekarang gue boleh masuk ya?
We're here today to report an archives.
Is that even a thing?
Iya emang ada, iya bener. Emang perlu itu, emang perlu. Ini kepentingan administrasi soalnya.
Of course. Don't worry.
All right then, I'll let you through.
Alhamdulillah.
Justice is just inside.
Thanks so much.
Terima kasih Navia. Saatnya kita bisa masuk.
Please come in.
Oke.
Sorry to barge in, Monsieur Neuvilatte. We only lied to get in because we didn't know any other way.
Iya, kan kita kan Bisti.
It's all right. Please let me know how I may be of assistance.
So you're not mad at us?
Hah?
We're looking for a man called Vache. He may have been an eyewitness in the serial disappearances case. If we can find...
I see. In that case, please wait here a moment while I browse...
Who knew that Neuvilatte would be so easy to talk to?
Iya dikira sih ini ala hitam. Nyari terus bang. Nggak apa-apa. Kita tungguin aja nih sampai jam 3 gue jabanin.
Unfortunately,
Ya.
I'm quite certain that no one by the name of Vache has been involved in... There are no records of him either in the files or in my memory.
Traveler, what if it was really just a dream?
Is that so? All right then. Thank you so much, Monsieur Neuvilatte. We'll take our leave now.
Ahem. Miss Navia, I can understand how you feel.
Langsung dong.
Your father, Callus, was a truly exceptional man. We deeply regret his passing.
Oh berarti si Neuvilatte juga ini ya? Apa jangan-jangan si Neuvilatte jadi hakimnya si bapaknya si Navia?
And what are you trying to say, Monsieur Neuvilatte? Are you trying to console me? Extend your sympathy? No. You are not trying to do any of that. I can hear it in your voice. There's no emotion behind your words. It's just like last time. After my father took his place in the duelist ring, I pushed through the guards to talk to you as a last resort. You even told me then that you thought there was something fishy with the case, yet in your eyes, the value of a human life is nothing compared to those cold laws you hold so dear. If you truly regret my father's death,
Yo, jangan nangis Navia, please.
Call a stop to the duel?
Jangan nangis.
Why didn't you give me the power to stop him from throwing his life away? Why did you just let him die? Despite everything was hanging on a thread at that moment. Just the tiniest effort could have changed. There are still so many things I never got to tell him. So many questions he still owes me answers to. If you really have no heart, then just look me in the eyes. I, Navia, will show you the true meaning of regret.
I'm sorry, Miss Navia.
You and my father are truly alike. You keep all kinds of things in your heart and never say a word to anyone. It's not so much that you can't feel, but that you would never express anything. Oh well. In any case, everyone already knows full well the apathy of the Chief Justice. My apologies for taking my emotions out on you, Monsieur Chief Justice. Let's go, Traveler and Paimon.
Ah, sedih. Iya berarti bener bapaknya si Navia mati gara-gara hakim si Neuvilatte.
Navia, are you okay?
Pakai nanya.
I'm fine. Rain. It's raining.
Apa jangan-jangan Neuvilatte? Iya. Neuvilatte Hydro Dragon.
You're right. Wasn't it still sunny when we went into the building? And there shouldn't be any active trials today.
Now that I think of it, on the day my father was convicted of murder, it was also raining.
Wow,
What is it? Did you think of something?
Hydro Dragon.
Yeah, he was outside. It was uncovered and the rain could fall there. That thought has occurred to us before. We've even expanded the search area to try to account for that, but didn't find anything of value. Oh? Wait. You don't mean...
Iya itu tuh. Tadi kan baru kejadian tuh. Si polisi tiba-tiba jadi air.
I really think I found a true genius for a partner. All right, let's go to Poisson. With this new lead in mind, we'll get to the bottom of my father's case for sure.
Yeah, we're gonna make progress for sure this time.
Do you want to go with me now? Or do you...
Ya sekarang aja deh, ayo.
Great. Let's...
Whoa, what a huge ship!
Ngapain lagi ini, ya Allah?
There's no need to be so surprised. While it may look like a ship, it's actually Spina di Rosula's headquarters. My father was the one who asked for it to be built like this. Perhaps our taste in exterior design is the only thing we occasionally had in common. A gigantic and glamorous ship embodies discovery, opportunity, ambition, and conquest. It symbolizes Spina di Rosula's bright and limitless future.
And Paimon thought you were bluffing when you said Spina di Rosula had a glorious past. Paimon was confused why a group with such a history would live, but now that Paimon has seen this ship for herself...
Well, Poisson is where Spina di Rosula...
Ya, kita bakal naik kapal anjir. Cara naiknya gimana? Gila ini mah bahaya banget anjir, kagak ada tangga. Tangganya gini lagi. Apa yang jatuh sih gue males.
About that, it's because my partner here reminded me of something really important. You still remember, right, Malus? On that night, it was raining?
Yes, the case was quite similar to that of Mr. Linney's. Both were what you'd call imposters.
Could you tell us a bit more about what...
Yeah, of course. Many years ago, something called synth began to gain popularity. At a glance, it was a kind of drink that could excite your mood and produce many pleasant hallucinations.
Wow, soda gembira ini mah.
The man's name was Jacques. He felt greatly ashamed about his work after seeing many families destroyed by synth abuse.
Oh,
That night, my father hosted a banquet at his countryside estate. But then, we heard 2 gunshots from the courtyard. We raced to the scene and found my father, still holding a gun, and Jacques, who was already dead on the ground.
Huh? How did that happen? Aren't they on the same side?
Sounds just like Lenny's case, doesn't it? In both cases, the culprit seemed obvious. But looking back on it, though, I now believe the most important clue was something we all overlooked at... Precisely. It's all thanks to you that I made the connection now. But, considering it now, it's almost certain that they belong to a third person at the scene.
Our opponents. Even though Spina di Rosula has lost most of its former glory, there is no need to follow your father's path. It would be both wise and in line with Boss's wishes.
If that's indeed what he wished for, then he should have told me that himself. Was I not the closest person to him? And what was the point of him dying without sharing any of the secrets he knew? Did he manage to protect anything in the end?
Masih marah si Navia ya sama bapaknya.
Synth is still here. Callus the Unfaithful is still his epithet. And Spina di... Did he think I'd just accept his meaningless death and live out my life just as meaninglessly? I've never accepted that. Ever. Not since that day, and certainly not now.
Gua kaca si Navia. Asli ini mah, kasihan gua sama dia.
I want to find out the real answer for everyone's sake. For the missing girls, for the victims, and for myself.
Navia.
As we've seen, Boss's tactic has worked. Even
No, I don't believe it. He never appeared to look...
no father wants their daughter to see them weak and haggard, especially someone as proud as Boss.
Nah, itu tuh. Benar-benar.
To him, dying in a duel and suffering lasting dishonor as the unfaithful.
So he chose to die in silence.
I'm afraid you're not understanding this correctly, demoiselle. If Boss's spirit could hear you telling me that you want to find the answer for the sake, I'm sure he'd be extremely...
That fool. Couldn't he have just given it to me straight?
Ya, gimana ya?
No. He might have set up everything precisely because he never thought I'd be able to understand him. Is that the amount of confidence he had in me? And what if I was never able to make it to where I am now? Yeah. I suppose that's true. With the way he'd set things up, if I had wanted, I could have just lived out my life without it. But thankfully, he rarely talked to me about complex matters, and thus understood little of me as a person. And this... Malus, what was the key evidence that he shared with you?
It's the location where synth is produced. Essentially, it's the enemy's headquarters. When he was threatening the enemy, Boss didn't share. But if you want to use it against the enemy...
Why? If we know where the place is, can't we just go storming in?
You mustn't forget that we're fighting against a mysterious and dangerous... There's no telling what might be lying, but a single The worst case would...
Then, in that case, why not work with the Fontaine authorities?
Well, you saw one of them dissolve during Mr. Linney's case.
That's true. Seems my father really had no choice.
Iya, soalnya warga lu lingkungannya gini nih, susah.
After several rounds of testing, the first is Florent, Spina de Rosula's senior advisor. There's someone else like him too. Marcel, the head of confrérie. The final suspect is Thierry, the man responsible for coordinating information between Spina de Rosula and... After that incident, Jacques' wife and daughter were taken. If it might help, you could also pay them a visit.
Oh, thank you so much, Malus. You really are the best.
Nanti bikin malu.
A new case awaits, my dear partner.
Yoi.
I hope we can work together to uncover the truth and end this case once and for all.
Mari kita bongkar sama-sama. Let's go.